Okay, well, we're back at it with the Glenfield 30, and the next step is to fit this jack pillar, whatever they call it, into the dovetail in the barrel where the sight used to mount. And to get that to fit in, we'll have to thin it to make the dovetail narrower. And we want that to slide about halfway in and then tap it the rest of the way, so we just want to file it flat. I don't know how the material's going to cut. I've got a lot of different files. This one's one of my favorites. It's this old, I don't know what the brand is. It's got a G in like a lion's head, so I don't know what brand that is. This file was broken when I got it. I got it at a garage sale, and so I just carefully ground it down, and it balances really well. And it's a single cut, so it's about the same. This one's, I think this is a mill cut bastard, and I don't know what this one would be, but it's roughly the same. So it's just a little bit more handy. This one's an old Nicholson that it's got a nice round edge here and then a cut edge here, but flat cut edge there. But I have so many files. I grab them whenever I see them and do the old clean them with vinegar to get them re-etched, and I use them forever. I do a lot of work with aluminum, so you'll see a lot of my files, until I really get after them and clean them, they'll have little aluminum specks in them here and there, which, some guys say don't do aluminum and steel with the same files, but I use them for both, so I just don't worry about it too much. Three swipes that way. Three swipes that way. You can see that it's starting to take those little edges down. Nowhere near wanting to start yet, so we got a lot of cutting left to do here. I think I'm going to cheat and I'll stick the screw in there for something to hold on to. There's more. Just have to make sure it doesn't. It's a grub screw that comes with it. So I think the way that this whole thing works is you take this base here and it goes in there, and then once this is in there, this grub screw goes in, and then this nut goes on top and tightens into the whole thing that way. So we just want to be careful we don't file. Actually, I could actually stop that by putting this on there and make a nice little handle out of it. There we go. And my grub screw's below the surface. So, but yeah, that's starting to flat out. Nowhere near ready to start yet, so let's keep cutting. It seems to be cutting really nice. Now I would guess we want to go right to left. That's the way they're typically cut on these dovetails, but I say we're nowhere close yet. There's going to be a fair amount of dressing this down. And we're just starting to get where those little ridges that are on the edges are just starting to come down to be close to flush. It is cutting nicely, that's good. I hope I'm staying in frame there. Feels like it's just starting to want to go, and it looks like I'm getting a little, well, I don't know, I'm getting a little bit of polish out here towards the tip on this end and on this end, so I'm staying reasonably flat, which is good. You can see now that it's starting to come into the middle there, so the material's coming off. It's got a mark here. It didn't say anything about it in anything that I read about that being the start side or anything like that, but it might be. We can kind of handle it as if it's that way. It's not wanting to go in there yet. Let's try the other direction. Nope. 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 Yep, it's coming nice and flat. It's starting to show interest in going in, but not quite yet. This side of the file isn't as sharp as this side, or it's got more aluminum in it, one or the other. Go back to this side. It's just about dressed flat. You can see there's a little more dark here and not much there, so it might be a little bit thinner on this end than that end. Let's swipe it this way a little bit because I think you tend to tail this way a little more. Yep, there it is. Now it's even. We'll clean both sides of the file here. Through the magic of video, we now have a dressed down dovetail jack for the front of the sight. So I was test fitting it and it goes right about halfway. I think it's about the same either way. It doesn't matter if I go right to left, left to right, but that seems to be about the right thing. So I'm going to just put a little bit of gun oil on that just to protect it before I slide it in there. Little coating on there and in the dovetail, because I'm going to tap this in there, and I just plan to leave it in there once I tap it in. It didn't take that long to dress it down. It's just one of those things that it's manual labor and takes a while to get it done. It came out real nice and even. I just made sure to try to the same number of strokes each way. There. Yeah, that feels good. Then we'll just tap it in the rest of the way and try to get it centered. A little more. All right, I feel just a little bit of an edge on either side. Looks like I might have went a little too far. That feels about right. We'll spin that nut off there. And let's just do a test fit real quick before I tighten that grub screw down. It's just in there finger tight right now. So that looks like it's in just about the right location. It looks like it's centered up on that. That looks pretty good to me. So I think what I'd like to do now is to go ahead and put a little bit of protection on this steel before I put this down. Then we can think about getting everything mounted up. I think what I'd like to use is a little bit of paste wax. Okay, just a little bit of wax on the steel there. I use this when I'm bedding rifles and things too. It works real well as a release agent. And smear a little on there, let it dry for a few minutes. Buff it just a little bit. That should do fine. That looks real good. It's centered up on the holes real good. Got my screws right down here ready to go. Got my Loctite down here ready to go. So I guess let's see if when this is centered on these holes, that does look pretty good there. The one thing we have to see is if we have enough clearance around that. That is like an oval shaped hole. So I think that's going to start fine. Yep, that's going to start onto that stud fine. That looks good. An Allen screw wrench here. I think this is the right one. Yeah. I don't think that needs a lot of tension on it. I think I need to go to the left just a little bit, or the right, excuse me. Okay, that's good. Okay, that feels good. I think that's plenty. I think I'll go ahead and put just a little bit of the blue Loctite on there. Take a little of the oil out though. Oops, don't need that one, this one. Am I in screen? Nope, I'm not in screen. Just a little bit of the blue Loctite. It's hard to tell if that's even or not. It feels like it might still need to go that way just a little bit. Put it right there. That feels pretty good. There, I think that'll do. Got our wax on there, that's good. Now let's see how it goes. Of course, with the wax on there, it doesn't want to bite on. I probably miscalculated that a little bit. Okay, it looks like it's down. Let's put one screw in to hold it. Check our centering. Looks good there. All right, that's better. All right, well, let's put a little bit of torque on this. Okay, I think that should do it. So now, I guess we could slip the forearm back on there. Little residual oil on my fingers just on this spring cap here. There's the... I already put the end cap back in there, so that's ready to go. Looks like I need to rotate that a little bit. Just line the holes up a little bit. That looks good. And then back through the fore end. Make sure this has a little bit on it too. That looks good. Ah, that doesn't want to go over that hole. There's a bit of a burr on it. Okay, into the little cap. That's good. This all lined up there. This all lined up there. There we go. All right, that's it. Well, that's over the top of there. This screw there. That's started. That feels pretty good. These screws start in the side. Hope that's all in view. I think it is. The right bit. I think this is the bit I used for those. Don't drop that screw because you know it's going to roll under the bench and be gone forever. Like that. If I was smart, because my conscience is telling me that I'm going to drop that screw, let's put something here so it won't bounce. And the other side. Those started in there real nicely. Groovy. Probably doesn't take much to tighten these up. I think that's enough. That feels good. Just a little bit of tightening on this screw on the tube, and it's all back together, other than the little extender for the hammer. I haven't put that on yet, but that's not really important. I won't even need that because the scout scope will be up forward. Let's see here, where's the screwdriver bit I need? I didn't do a very good job entertaining my viewers in this installment of this video. It was more doing and less entertaining this time around, I think. Feels pretty good right there. And that's where we're going to leave it, right there. So hey, it is all back together. It does have the rail on there now. Looks good. Plenty of clearance. It's down tight on top of the receiver. It's down tight up here in the front. I think that's going to work out pretty good. So now I just got to figure out what rings to put on it, and we'll cover that in the next one. Thanks for watching.